Hello everyone, Omnify here, and I got a song for you. It goes like this. Spider Noir, does whatever Spider Noir can. That's right. I have I have finished watching the 8 episodes of the TV series Spider Noir on Prime Video. Unlike other hit shows on Prime, all the episodes of this show had came out all together at once. So the fans were able to binge watch it. And Spider Noir is not your typical Spider-Man story. His name's not even Peter Parker. In fact, his name is Ben Riley. Okay? He's much older. Okay? He's not the Peter Parker who we know in high school who is a little bit, like a loner and nerdy, and then he has his spider powers, he falls in love. It's not like that. It is not the stereotypical Spider-Man story. Spider Noir, aka Ben Riley, is older gentleman. He's a private investigator, okay, and he's Spider-Man, and it takes place in the 30s, all the way almost 100 years ago, a century ago, in the prohibition, at the end of the prohibition era, before World War II, after World War One. All right, so a long time ago. And if you guys have ever seen Into the Spider-Verse, the animated Spider-Man, it was a movie, Into the Spider-Verse, and then Across the Spider-Verse, about the half black, half Latino. His name is Miles Morales, right? He has a father who's a cop, African American. His mother is Puerto Rican, and so, in that movie, he goes in alternate dimensions and universes and all that, and it introduces us to all these other Spider-Man and possibilities, and one of them is a Spider-Man in all black, right? He's like all black, and he has like a cowboy hat. Well, I don't know, but he has like a hat on, right? Anyways, the voice actor who plays him is Nicolas Cage. If you guys have never heard of Nicolas Cage, man, he's a great all-time actor. He's acted in, so the movies I've seen him act in are in National Treasure, are fun watches, and in Face Off. Him and John Travolta in Face Off, man, what a banger classic of a movie. If you guys have never seen that movie, what are you doing? Turn on the TV and watch it today. On any streaming service you're able to find it on. Face Off, baby. John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. What a movie. But anyways, now we have Nicolas Cage. Even though in real life he's in his early 60s, I believe he is 60 years old, but he's playing a character who is maybe in his 40s or something like that, right? The character of Ben Riley, he's in his 40s. And especially it is believable because, I mean, he's in good shape as is, but also 100 years ago, in those days, people, they had tended to age quicker, right? Because in terms of science and like everything, we as a society all know now, like on the benefits of health and nutrition and not smoking and all these kind of things, right? So the people aged a little quicker in the past, I'd say, like in general. Obviously, a lot of it is the genetics as well. To go along with that, so the TV show here, it was not a Marvel TV show, okay? Even though Spider-Man is a character in Marvel, we all know this. It was not a TV show on Disney Plus. It was not a part of the MCU or anything. All of this, it was under Sony. Like it was Sony. It's a Sony production, but it's on Prime. Okay, and so I think they had done a great job. And one thing as to why his name has changed, right? Because the voice actor, um, is, his name has changed in the show to Ben Riley because the character of Peter Parker, okay, apparently I heard a contract is there where he's not allowed to smoke or drink on television. And this older version of Spider-Man, who's a private investigator, he has been through life. He was in the war. He's a veteran, right? He was in World War One. He has been through a lot. He has cigars. He goes to bar. He'll have a drink, right, and all that. So, anyways, a lot of differences in the types of Spider-Man and the time and the setting of the story, even though it's all in New York. Anyways, now I want to focus on the actual. How was the storyline? How's the is it worth a watch? I'd say if you're into Spider-Man and have seen the movies and all that, I'd say, heck yeah, it is worth a watch. Okay. I thought the first 3 episodes were a little slow. Okay, I was a little confused as to how all the pieces are piecing together. Okay, because I'm not trying to spoil too much. However, you have like a guy who's a main villain. His name is Silvermane. He kind of is like a kingpin or a penguin, as in the Batman, if you would say. Like he's like a mob. He's a boss, right? Like he has a crew and he's doing all these criminal activities, but he's in charge of the city. He owns nightclubs and all that, and he is trying to make all these moves illegally. So you have Silvermane, and then you have other villains who are in Spider-Man. Like you have the Sandman and a couple of other people who have superpowers. And at first, it was like hard to understand how this all ties together. And a lady is there who Asian lady is there, and I want to say, in this show they had done a good job in inclusion and diversity of all races, of all of the races, even though it takes place in the 30s. You have a lot of diversity in the show. But anyways, so you have Silvermane, you have these other villains who have superpowers, and then you have like this Asian lady, right? And it's like it's in the first 3 episodes, it was a little confusing to understand how this all, like, how it makes sense. But then I feel like in the 4th episode onwards, it started to piece together. And then we learn a little bit about how Ben Riley, right, how he became Spider-Man and his past in the war and all that. And then it all comes together, and yeah, it's a good watch. It's a good story. I think it was cool. I mean, out of all superheroes, I think Spider-Man is my favorite. But I would not put the TV series of Spider Noir on the level of the Penguin. It came out in like 2024, I believe, like a TV series on the villain of the Batman, of the Penguin. That one was like, whew, like from start to finish. The one here, its rating on IMDb is not as high as the Penguin, I believe, but it's a good watch. It's a good take on Spider-Man, and it is better compared to a lot of TV shows we see on Disney Plus of all these like of Marvel and all that and who knows what. So it was an interesting take, and if you enjoyed it, I wanted to share a bit of my thoughts. And Nicolas Cage, he's still he's still at the forefront of things. It seems like I don't know if they'll make a season two, but what I really want to see is the third part of that Into the Spider Verse thing. The Into the Spider Verse, Across the Spider Verse, and and then I forgot the name of the last one. But man, they really gotta yeah, they have to step up on that. So yeah, awesome stuff. And the new Spider-Man movie is coming out in a few weeks. Like I think it was like in July or something like that. So yeah, I think it was like the end of July or something is coming out. So a lot of Spider-Man things, a lot of like uh, huge movies about to come out in this year. With Spider-Man and all that. Avengers at the end of the year. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, just watch the show if you have time.